So, if you're a seasoned pro in learning and development in India, you've probably spent your career building up other people. But what about building your own next step? We're talking about that leap from managing projects to actually directing company strategy. In this explainer, we're going to break down what it really takes to cross that divide and become a true strategic leader.
Does this feel a little too real? You know, you're great at your job, you're leading teams, delivering projects, but you can feel that glass ceiling right above you. You're ready for more than just management. You're itching to influence the big picture, drive real transformation, and have a say in your company's future. If that's you, you're in exactly the right place.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to define that gap between being a manager and being a leader. Then, we'll look at what those top-tier leadership roles actually are. After that, we'll get practical, mapping the skills you need, laying out a path to get them, and even creating a 6-month action plan. And finally, we'll talk about what it takes to invest in yourself to make it all happen.
Okay, let's dive into the first big idea. This jump isn't just about learning a few new tricks. It's a leap across a chasm. It's about fundamentally changing how you think, how you operate, and honestly, how you see yourself as a professional.
And look, we're really talking to those of you who've been in the game for a while, maybe 15, even 25 years. At this point in your career, the next move isn't just another rung on the ladder. It's about jumping to a completely different ladder. It's a total transformation.
This right here really paints the picture. The manager is an expert at operating within the system. You're leading teams, managing functions, making the machine run smoothly. It's crucial stuff. But the leader is looking at the map of the entire organization, figuring out how to align people strategy with the overall business goals to drive the whole enterprise forward.
And that's the bottom line, isn't it? You stop just executing today's plan and you start designing the playbook for tomorrow. You're literally building the company's future. So what do these architect roles actually look like?
Okay, so this idea of leadership can feel a bit vague. Let's make it real. Let's look at the actual destinations, the senior roles that are waiting on the other side of that chasm.
So check these out. Here are 2 top-tier roles you'll see in the Indian market. You've got the head of enterprise capability and the chief learning and leadership development leader. And notice something right away. The availability for both is low. I mean, these aren't jobs you see posted every day. They're rare, they're coveted, and the compensation, well, that reflects their importance.
Let's talk numbers. For that head of enterprise capability role, we're talking a package north of 1 crore rupees. And why so high? Well, think about it. This person is responsible for building the entire company's skill set from the ground up. That's a massive strategic value.
If you thought that was impressive, the Chief Learning and Leadership Development Leader can push even higher, past 1.2 crore. This person's job is to literally sculpt the next generation of company leaders. Look, these aren't just big paychecks. They're a giant flashing sign that says this role is absolutely critical to the business.
All right, the destination is looking pretty good, right? So the big question is, how do you actually get there? It all starts with being really honest about the skills you have and the skills you need.
Okay, so we know where we're going, and we know what skills we need to pack for the trip, but how do we actually build the bridge to get across that gap?
You know, a real transformation isn't about winging it. It needs a plan. You got to start by taking a real, honest look in the mirror to find those skill gaps. Then you embark on a learning journey that's tailored for you, with certifications, real-world projects, and the latest tools. And finally, you need that ongoing support, like coaching, to make sure the change actually sticks. All right. Let's get super practical now. Let's put this whole journey on a calendar and see what a real action plan might look like over 6 months. So, here's a high-level look at what a 6-month sprint could look like. You kick things off with that deep career review in month 1. The whole first quarter is about building your strategic brain. Quarter 2 is where you focus on the tech and leadership muscles. And after 6 months of intense focus, you're in a position to earn that global leader recognition. So let's zoom in on that first quarter. This is all about building a rock-solid strategic foundation. We're talking about getting certifications from top-tier schools like SP Jain, diving deep into the latest trends, and getting hands-on with new digital tools. And the key here is live projects. You're not just reading books, you're actually doing the work.
Then in quarter 2, we shift gears. It's all about execution and influence. This is where you master things like AI tools for HR, get certified on key software, and really hone your leadership skills with more project-based learning. And this last part is huge. You get into this rhythm of weekly drip learning to build a lifelong habit of staying ahead of the curve.
Okay, it goes without saying, a transformation like this, it's a serious investment. It's an investment in you, your skills, and your entire future. So let's just be upfront and talk about what that commitment really looks like. So, what's the ballpark figure for a really comprehensive 6-month journey like the one we've been talking about? Well, a program like this could be around 1,27,000 rupees plus GST. But when you think about it as the key that unlocks those 1 crore plus roles, you can see how that investment starts to make a lot of sense, really fast. And remember, this isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. You can bolt on other pieces to really tailor the experience. Maybe you need some specific leadership training, or an extra technical cert, or even a qualification from a place like SB Jain Dubai to really round out your profile.
So there you have it. We've looked at the gap, we've seen the destination, and we've even sketched out a roadmap. The path from being a great manager to being an indispensable strategic leader is there. It all comes down to this. Your leadership journey starts with a single step. What will yours be?